The following tutorial will teach you how to administer a training and practice test for the Smarter Balanced Assessment. It is highly recommended that you have your students take practice tests so they can familiarize themselves with online testing and you can practice administering them. The following table shows the difference between a practice and training test. Practice tests give students in a specific grade a similar testing experience to what they will be taking during the upcoming summative assessments. First, you must have your Test Operations Management System, TOMS, login credentials ready. If you have not received your TOMS login email, please talk with your site coordinator to make sure your account was created. Your account from last year does not work. You will need to set up your password again every year. Next, using any browser, go to the following link. On the CASP homepage, click on the Practice and Training Test button. Click on the Test Administrator Practice and Training Site button. Sign in using your TOMS credentials. Once logged in, you will know you are using the training site by the words Training Test and the tricycle icon above the session ID. Your first step is to select the test you will be administering. Every grade 3 through 8 and 11 have 6 tests available: an ELA practice test and performance task, a math practice test and performance task, and an ELA and math training test. The G with a number next to it is the grade. Select the test or tests you would like to activate for your students. Once you have your test selected, the Start Session button will activate green. Click Start Session and you will be given a session ID. It is very important for you to write down your session ID. If your computer or browser was to crash, you will need to type in the active session ID to log back in. If you do not have it, you will be locked out for 8 hours until your account auto-deactivates the session. With you not logged into the session, your students will automatically get paused and will not be able to continue until you are logged back in. The session ID should also be written on your board for all students to see. They will need this during the login process. Please make sure to include the dashes. Students will have to fill in 3 boxes, each separated by a dash. The session ID is unique to the session. During any break where you stop the session and start a new one, you will be issued a different session ID. Tests can be added once a session is started, but cannot be removed. If you would like to activate another test to your current session, click on the test. You will see a message box appear. Click Yes to activate that test. Now your students can begin logging in. The following video will help teach your students how to sign into a test using the secure browser. It's best to have students practice with a secure browser so they can get comfortable with using it. After students select their test, they will reach a page where they will be asked to wait for TA approval. On your computer, you should start to see a number appear next to the Approvals button on the top right. This will refresh every 60 seconds. The Refresh Now button at the center will do an instant refresh if a student does not appear. To approve students, click on the Approvals button. Here you will see a list of all students waiting for approval. All students will be signing in as guests, so you should see both the student name and state SSID as guest. The top blue bar will show which test a student is about to take. If you select multiple tests and want your students to start on a particular test, you can deny students that have selected the incorrect test. There is an Approve button next to each student, which you can click one at a time, or you can click Approve All Students at the top of the window. Click Yes on the pop-up you see after clicking the Approve button. Once the students have begun testing, you will be able to track their progress under the Student Status column. In a practice test, it's difficult to monitor as all students are guests. During the summative assessments, this column is very useful. During a practice or training test where students log in as guests, there are no pause rules. Students will not be able to pause a test and return where they left off. The pause button under Student Status will have the same effect, so do not pause a student during a practice test. At the end of your practice time, you will need to stop the session. Once a session is stopped, students will be taken out of the test, even if they were working on a question. When you click Stop Session, you will be given a warning that you have to confirm before ending the session. We hope this helps you start practicing with your students. The more times a student sees the exams, the more prepared they will be when the real tests go live. At the following link, you can download the classroom activities that go with the practice performance tasks, as well as scoring guides for all practice tests. Thank you for your time.